Assalamualaikum. So we continue inverse matrices, but for now we go for ERO method. So remember back ERO, the first step is find leading one, and the second step is make sure other entries is 0 for that column. And the ERO method is here. So we have to write down in this form A and then identity. We using ERO, you will get identity A inverse. Next, find the inverse for A and B using ERO. So the solution, first write down A in the form of A identity. So we write down that. And second step, find leading one at column 1. But we already have that. So next step, that is the leading one. Make sure other entries at column 1 is 0. So we have to make sure 2 and 0 become 0. Okay, next. This is the operation to make sure this part is 0. So we just have to change 2. So the operation is R2 equals row 2 minus 2 row 1. So we using row 1 because our leading one is at row 1. So okay, for this operation, all entries in row 2 will be affected. So not just for A but for the whole matrix. For I also will be changed here. So jangan buat A saja. I kena ubah. Okay, next step. Okay, find leading one at column 2. So we go for column 2 and we have to make sure leading one is in diagonal shape. So this is our leading one. So we already have that. So we go for next step. Make sure other entries at column 2 is 0. So leading one, we got that here. So we have to make sure 2 and negative 2 also become 0. So the operation is here, R1 minus 2R2, R3 plus 2R2. We using R2 because our leading one is at R2. And then the result is 0, 0. And the rest will be changed. This one. Row 1 and row 3. Next. Okay, find leading one at column 3. Now we move to column 3. As you can see, our leading one at column 3 is negative 1. So we have to change it to become 1. Here. So we change it by using negative 1 times R3. And the others will be changed. Lastly, make sure other entries at column 3 are 0. So 9 and negative 3 will become 0, 0 using this operation, and the rest will change. Okay, as we compare, so using the notation form, we got this one is identity and this one is A inverse. So we got A inverse as the same. Just copy. So finish for A. Next. Okay, now we go for B. So the solution is write down B, this is B. Write down B in the form of B identity. Okay, this is B and this is identity. Okay, second step, find leading one at column 1, but we already have that, so the red circle. So next step, we have to make sure other entries at column 1 is 0. So the turquoise one. So this is the same operation to make sure 2 is become 0. And as A matrix for this operation, all entries in row 2 will be affected. Same. Okay, next find leading one at column 2. So we have that. And then 3 negative 1 have to become 0. So this is the operation. And the result is 0 and 0. This is 0. Next step, find leading one for column 3. But we doesn't have one here. So how? We can see this is 0. So as you can see, the left matrix is not identity matrix because we doesn't have leading one at column 3. So matrix B doesn't have an inverse. So in other words, B is not invertible. So finish for B. Thank you.